Hello, welcome. Today I'm with the amazing Sophie, who is a nutritional therapist, and she's going to give us a few tips on how we can improve our food habits. And listen to the end, because at the end she's going to give us a few clues and how to reach her. So, welcome to Sophie.
Thank you, Janine. Thank you for inviting me.
My pleasure. So, Sophie, would you like to tell us more about briefly your business, and then towards the end we are going to explain better what you do?
Of course, Janine. I'm a nutritional therapist, so I help people with different health conditions. I particularly focus on people with cancer, hormone issues, fertility issues, and people that want to lose weight naturally and also have thyroid issues as well. And I can do functional testing. I look at people's diet and lifestyle and support them that way, naturally.
That's amazing. So a very holistic approach.
It is indeed, yes.
That's fabulous. And what's the difference between what you do and a dietitian, for example?
Well, I'm quite different to a dietitian because I'm more holistic. So in easy, simple terms, if you've got a headache, a dietitian would say, take an aspirin or paracetamol, whereas a nutritional therapist would say, okay, how much water have you had? What triggering migraine foods have you had? And they'll look at your lifestyle as a whole and get to the root of the problem. So the reason you got the migraine or headache in the first place, to prevent it happening again and give you a natural approach for yourself so you can take ownership for your own health and stop it from happening in future.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Because I have recently learned how food affects our hormones, our even emotional side.
Absolutely.
Would you mind explaining better why food affects us so much, also on an energy level?
Absolutely. I mean, we are what we eat. So everything you eat provides you with energy. So you well know if you eat a burger or a pizza, you will feel rubbish. It won't help with your weight. If you're eating chips, it's a wrong kind of fat. You've got gluten. You've got to consider, I always tell people to have half a plate of vegetables or salad. And we should really be having 10 vegetables and salad a day. And that could include 3 fruit. So, because fruit is brilliant, but there is a bit more sugar in it. I have no problem with that, but we need to have like natural enzymes from the vegetables because that's going to support our mitochondria and it's only going to support our energy levels and it's going to help our cells and make us feel better. We will respond to situations better, have more energy, have a clearer head and be more focused. So I think they're the key things.
Okay, so what you're saying is that carbs like pizza or pasta or what bread can affect us in a bad way. What does it do? Does it imbalance our sugar level or something?
Not all food is equal. So not all carbs are equal, but remember vegetables and fruit are complex carbohydrates. So they're brilliant. So I totally support those and recommend people are having lots in their diet daily. But pizza, refined carbs, like white pasta, have brown pasta. Instead of white bread, have wholemeal bread or have sourdough bread, which has got fermented probiotics in it. So it's just being smart. Instead of having chocolate, have high-level cocoa chocolate, or even better, have raw cacao. So it kind of depends. You've just got to think smart. And to think smart, you need to kind of know the knowledge in which to do so.
I see. Would you mind telling the importance of why we should eat sourdough bread or whole bread instead of white?
Of course. White bread is a refined carbohydrate, so it's going to affect our sugar levels. So your energy levels will go up like that, but whatever goes up has to come crashing down. wholemeal bread will release energy on a slower level and more balanced, and will help you release it longer. And I say that about wholemeal pasta. I'm actually trying not to have gluten at the moment. So, but as you well know, I do love my food, and variety is the spice of life. So if I have bread, I try and have sourdough bread. And sourdough bread has got the proper stuff, is made with fermented kefir and probiotics. So it's so good for your gut bacteria. It's got a smaller amount of gluten in it, so it's easier to digest. So the reason I'm trying to remove gluten from my diet is it's better for your brain health and better for your energy levels as well. I'm doing an experiment for 6 months to see how my energy levels improve without gluten in my life. And I have to tell you, I am struggling, because all the food in the shops is gluten if you want a little snack or you go for lunch. And one of my favorite bakeries is Gale's. Oh, okay. And everything is gluten. It's very, very hard.
Yeah, I have intolerance to gluten, so I struggle to digest it. And as you said, whenever you enter in a supermarket or in a cafeteria, everything is like gluten. Welcome to gluten world. Why do you think that? Apart of that, because it's cost effective, because flour is cheap. But
yeah,
as when I'm feeling like tired or low or emotional, I feel a craving for carb. Like a salad doesn't give me the same effect. No. When you want emotional eating, you want something greasy and unhealthy.
You often want something like ice cream because it helps release endorphins and it kind of helps with your dopamine levels. So it's almost like your mother giving you a hug almost in a pot of ice cream. But to be honest, if you're eating a really good, well-balanced diet, I mean, you can have whatever you want. No food is banned. But what I would say, when you're eating a really good diet, you don't want to eat crap. You will notice a lot of my clients, I get them off sugar in their tea. It normally takes a month and they do it gradually. And then they say someone will make them a cup of tea with sugar, the amount they used to have. And they'd be, Sophie, that was vile. How could I eat something so sweet? So you really can change your taste buds. So when you're eating healthy food on a continual basis, you won't want to have that chocolate bar. You won't want to have that pizza or that burger, because you want to look after your body because you see the difference and the results. It really is amazing.
Yeah, I love the saying that goes around saying, treat your body like a temple. I find it really powerful. Because if we don't take care of it, nobody else will.
Mm-hmm. That's right. We are what we eat.
Yeah, I love that way of saying. And before you mention the kind of people you can help, would you mind reminding me which kind of people you help? Like you said, people who want to lose weight, people who had cancer or are going through cancer, and who else?
Exactly. I help people lose weight naturally. I have a very large holistic natural weight loss group on Facebook, and we do daily videos and information. It's not just, obviously weight loss is not just about eating less food and exercising more. It's about hormones, sleep, stress levels. They're all interlinked. And this is a key thing. I'm so fed up with people doing Weight Watchers and Slimmers World, losing weight, and they're not maintaining that weight loss. You know, weight loss, it's a lifestyle. It's not an immediate diet. People need to be educated. Children should be educated in schools. You know, and if we're educating the mothers, they can help their children. I also help support people with cancer where they're going through treatment. Having been a cancer survivor myself, I know the information I was given by my dietitian. Eat cake, eat carbs, keep up your energy levels. you know, you can eat carbs, but it's complex carbs, and you've got to be careful with where you get your sugars. I also help people with hormones, balancing hormones and thyroid. There's so much information, and gluten has a huge part to play, and caffeine and stress. So it's kind of being smart and understanding these things. Being a nutritional therapist, I don't just look at people's diets, I look at their lifestyles, their stress levels. I'm not a personal trainer, but I can certainly advise on certain exercises to help. And I can help people with diabetes, heart disease, a whole host of health conditions, but they're the main ones I focus on.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And also you mentioned to me that even more like a easier problem, like skin conditions, maybe.
Yes.
But again, it's hormonal, or maybe something we eat that makes our skin look greasy.
That's right.
Even the hair, you mentioned something.
Exactly. If you're eating the right diet, it's going to support the collagen in your skin and also your hair. And a lot of women that are very stressed, particularly after they've had children, tend to have a lot of hair loss. And quite often, if they're breastfeeding, they're not always eating the best diet because they're tired. So you've got to think of the best forms of protein, and biotin is excellent. And getting essential vitamin C as well, that's going to help the skin. I often say at those stages, a collagen powder or bone broth if possible. I often say to clients, I get them to do a massive bone broth, then put it into ice cubes and freeze it. And then when doing meals for their children, put a couple of those bone broth cubes in the sauce for their children, because it's full of so many vitamins and minerals. Particularly if children aren't liking eating vegetables, it's a great quick tip.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Yeah, and they won't see the veggies, so they will.
Exactly. Disguise everything, particularly with little boys.
Awesome. And so you mentioned you survived cancer, and
Yes.
I already know the story, but would you mind telling us that why you became a nutritional therapist? And
no, of course. I became a nutritional therapist firstly because of all the health crap I've been through. In my early 20s, I beat cancer, and because of the treatment I was given for cancer, I then suffered a stroke 15 years later, was in a coma for a while, came out and found out I couldn't move any of the left side of my body. So I had to learn to walk and move again. I was literally in a wheelchair that held my neck. I couldn't even turn my neck. So I was in rehab for 5 months and had intensive neurophysio. And in that time, I knew I wanted to change my life and my career and help other people with their health, because our health is absolutely everything. And I also wanted to have the best recovery possible. So I then came out of hospital. I was actually in hospital when I was ordering nutrition books. And unfortunately, I couldn't go back to my old job. I was running an office as an agent in central London with a team, and I couldn't physically do the job anymore. So I lost the job, I lost my flat, I lost my car, I lost everything. But I am a fighter. I've started again from scratch, and I have a great business supporting other people, doing what absolutely lights me up and that I love and that I'm passionate about. And every day is completely different, and it's really helped in my recovery as well. And I studied at the College of Naturopathic Medicine in central London for 3 years. I did over 200 hours of clinic work, being filmed with each client and being given feedback with each client. Was quite intense when you've got 50 other students watching you in the room, giving you feedback. It was a great learning experience. And since then, I've worked in clinics. I mostly work in a clinic in Ascot, but I see clients all over the world via Skype or Zoom. So, and I absolutely love what I'm doing, and I'm changing people's lives daily, and it's amazing. It's very rewarding.
That's amazing,
Yeah.
Sophie. And I love your energy and your passion, because whenever you talk about what you do, you can feel, I know
Oh,
Sophie personally,
really?
you can feel this fire and this passion. So
Oh,
she's
brilliant.
not only clinically super prepared, but she's also very with a contagious passion.
Oh, thank you.
And Sophie, if you could give one piece of general advice to everyone wanting to improve their health, what would it be?
Please drink more water. We are mostly made of water, and I get clients come to me that only drink 1 glass of water a day, and that's when they're taking their medication. So water is so key. I cannot tell you how it will make you feel. It will give you more energy. It flushes out toxins. I mean, I could sit here and give you a lot more advice than just water, but that's one of the key things that I see with clients that they need to do.
Awesome, awesome. I have to say I'm a bit guilty of that. I drink, I guess, 3 or 4 glasses a day, even if, how many? Is 8 the right number, as everybody says, or?
It really depends. I mean, if you're a little person, and you're not little, but I mean, I'm just over 5'10", so I have like 6 to 8 pints of water a day. I drink about 3 liters. Plus, I have coffees and herbal teas on top. And if I don't drink it, I get really tired. I can see the difference in my skin. So it makes such a huge difference. It's one of the best things you can do for your body, and it helps with natural weight loss as well.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
You know that phrase that goes around Facebook, that there is a kid and somebody's handing the kid a Coca-Cola and a Coke, and then there is a plant with the water, and they say, if you feed plants water, why are you giving to your child
Exactly.
for sugar thing? And another funny one is like, we are basically like plants, just with emotions. So we need a lot of.
Exactly.
That's amazing. And Sophie, what does a session with you involve?
Okay, a nutritional session, it takes about 90 minutes. It's quite intense. So I get you to complete a questionnaire before you come and see me. And then you'll do a food diary for a few days. But then when you're with me, I will go through all your medical history, all your family medical history. I go through the 7 systems of the body. I look at your hair, your nails, your skin, your tongue. Sometimes I get them to do a little bicarbonate of soda test to work out their acid levels in their gut. And then we look at what they're deficient in. It's quite intense because my job is to investigate and get to the root issue of your problems. And believe you me, I don't stop until I find out what it is. And sometimes we have to get a bit of functional testing. So the doctors may have sent you for scans or a basic thyroid panel test, but I make sure you get every correct one. And a naturopath, we look slightly differently at the test results. So the doctors will look at the average, but no one's average. So you've got to make kind of accommodation for figures that might be slightly off. It may not be the right figure for you, especially if you're a small person. We need to look at things in a slightly different way. So it's quite intense, but it's normally good fun. And it actually makes people wake up and think, oh, I didn't think of that. And it really makes you see, look at your health in a completely different way.
Amazing. And also, women and men, we are different because
Yeah,
our kidneys and livers and hearts are smaller.
exactly.
So yes, so you basically give a super personalized um, prognosis, right?
That's right.
Awesome, awesome. So Sophie, if
Yes.
somebody wants to reach you out, how can they do that?
You can do so by going to my website, which is www.swnutritionuk.com, or you can purchase my reset program, which is often a cheaper and easier way to kind of get hold of the information from me if you haven't got time for a full consultation. And you'll find that on my website as well.
What's this reset program?
The reset program is like a mini consultation. It's quite a lot of reading, so it's quite in depth, and it kind of goes through the food groups and also the stupid fads that are out there. I mean, the amount of people that come to me saying, I'm having celery juice every day, you know, is that a good thing? And I'm like, you know, celery juice it's got some good vitamins and minerals, but it's not going to cure everything that a certain person out there is claiming it's going to cure. You know, there is no cure for certain things. With additional things in place, we might be able to get there, but celery juice isn't the answer. Charcoal isn't the answer for everything either. And lots of people say, oh, have charcoal if you have a bad stomach. Great. But if you're on medication or the pill, it interacts.
Oh, yes, it does.
And lots of people are given charcoal if they've taken an overdose in a hospital. And that's because it removes all the toxins. But it's also going to remove other good stuff as well. So you've got to be aware of that. I mean, a few years ago, I stopped having gluten for a few months, which served me well. Then I went to a dinner party and I think they had spaghetti bolognese and I had some and I was in so much pain. So I took some charcoal and digestive enzymes. That really helped. But it's not the answer. It's not a lifestyle. So it's been key. And you see charcoal lattes, charcoal ice cream, you know, it's not the way to move forward.
Awesome. Thank you, Sophie. And
that's okay.
Where can they find you on social media?
I'm on Instagram under my name, Sophie Wedlock-smith. And also you can find me on Facebook under SW Nutrition. I have a private Facebook group for women only called the Holistic Natural Weight Loss Group. And I've got over 1,000 members now, and it's growing daily, and it's a great community with really good support. And I'm sharing lots of information on a daily basis, not only about weight loss, but about hormones, the latest research, and some really valid information that I hope is going to help my clients.
That's amazing. Sophie, was was a great pleasure. I'm forgetting English today.
Oh, you're doing well.
Great pleasure to have you today.
Thank you, Janine.
And thank you very much for watching or listening us, depending if you're on watching the video or the podcast. Sophie and I would like to thank you and wish you a very good day. Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.